Welcome back to this another live session from Forex Trading Wizard Academy for the first day of the third week of the month. And this week I would like to place a little more attention as coming up FOMC. The market is almost doing exactly as expected. It doesn't mean that it's gonna always do, but we are on a zone where we could find possible trading opportunity here. We can see that there was, if we look at the 4-hour and the lower time frame, there was a breakup structure in this market, and with this breakup structure the market has penetrated that high, showing that potentially short-term change in trend. Are you guys ready for this week here? I'd like to see all the members are here. If you are here, two things. One thing, guys, make sure you give a thumbs up. Welcome. Happy. Thank you. Welcome. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So let's begin today's session, along with also how the market structure is being formed here. Now here is what we can see. This is a key level of resistance from the lower time frame. We can see the market has gone back to that key level of resistance and then rejected back again in the major direction of the trend. So I'm looking at here one by one all those currency pairs, as well as to see how the market potentially be doing here in this zone. Now, as today is very important trading day, there are two reasons. One is Monday, the other one is first day of FOMC week. So this week gonna be crazy, guys. The market crazy is because of the FOMC, and we would like to take that full. As you have seen early, we had in our one group 2 trades in a row, and that's just a starting. That's the beginning of the week. Still a lot to take from the whole week. Now before we go to that in-depth understanding, I'm going to look at here in this area for looking at calendar here. What we are looking at in this area, this is where today is Monday, the first day of trading week, and we can see that coming up CAD tomorrow, 3 high impact news and $2 core retail sales and retail sales, and tomorrow 2 high impact news, after tomorrow as well coming up FOMC, and we will be also trading live FOMC. So make sure, guys, you stay connected by subscribing to the channel. Press the notification, because sometimes I do come on live when there is an event in the market. When you see there is a high volatility event, I do come in the market to access more trading opportunity here in this instrument and all the instrument that we are trading. Now, what we are looking here from this support level, you can see this is a strong breakout. Now, before we look at, we can see the market is trending, and early I have also posted an update in the premium group. Many of you already have watched that and has seen that the market almost doing exactly as expected. We have seen a breakup structure here and then return again from this zone, which is basically currently in a trend. Here is what we see, that this market is coming here. What I think that potentially the market to be trending. Okay, so if you look at here, you can see it's a trend, and the previous swing low here is here. So couple of levels that we can look for possible for potential entry. From the 1 hour, we can see that there is there's a breakup structure. This kind of move that I look at in the market, it's a clean breakup structure, tested this key level, straight drop from that key level to the downside here, so which is basically showing that the market is in a downtrend. Now I have already posted a very important analysis as well early, clearly explained everything that why we should be considering for potential bearish on gold, and the market is doing exactly, or I have looked at the market, by the way, it's very difficult to know that either we are following the market or market following us. But whatever happening, we need to see that completely the clear market structure. So if you look at here, you can see that this is a very important level here. This is a support which is turning resistance from the 1 hour. I'm going to look at now the lower time frame, but lower time frame is not all about. We must look at the higher time frame, but neither the higher time frame alone you can trade, because if you look at only the higher time frame, then you don't have the entry criteria. So what we need to look at is the combination of the lower and the higher time frame. Do you get that point? Hello, welcome, morning, thank you. All right, so that being said, I see that view and likes is almost 1/6. So if you guys like this history, make sure you smash it. I see that now it's going up. Thanks for that. And what do we see here from this lower time frame? I'm looking at the 1 hour chart, and we can see that there was an initial breakup structure. That means looking at daily, what do you see that from the daily? The market is currently bearish here on the lower time frame, which is very important price action, because when you look at the market that is bearish, all right, so you can see that this is the current daily candle. The current candle is important because this is where, now we know that this is long-term bull market, though we don't know always in fact exactly what might happen in trading, but more often we stay in the side of the probability. So if you look at here, you can see this is the daily candlestick pattern, where so far after the previous daily long wick candle, from that zone the market started to break below. Now the way the market structure is forming, that though it's a long-term bull market, we can see that in that bull market there is a sudden bears appeared, and we can see some downtrending movement in the lower time frame. The way the market structure is forming, welcome, is that the market may, for at least short term, could remain bearish, and there is an imbalance in fact here that we can consider. Therefore, one thing keep in mind, guys, when a very highly bull market turned to bearish, in the beginning the momentum remained very high, so we need to consider all those factors. That is this market turning to a bear market? I would like to start with a poll, that what you guys are thinking on that. So I posted a poll here, and that poll might give you a very clear understanding of what might happen. Now here is what we're looking. Here you can see this is the daily chart, where from the daily high the market has dropped. So from the daily time frame, that what I'm looking at here, this market, I'm remaining that from the daily perspective, it's a long-term bull market, but potentially it's been turning to a bear market. But as I mentioned earlier, it's still, we need to look for the key level of areas for any kind of trading decision, either bull market or bear market, because the market never moves in one single move. This is the greatest mystery in space science as well as in the market, right? It's very unrelated, but it's very correlated. If you look at let's say, you know, the earth here, right? Now if you want to go to the space, we think that okay, we're gonna shoot like that, but you'll never be able to go to the space straight away. You need to spiral like that. Now similarly, the market never moves straight down, never. In whatever time frame you go there, you need to look at that market structure in all time frame, and it's always move like that: an effort and then a retreat, and then another effort and then retreat, and then another effort and then retreat. This is the language of the market. So that's where we can see that if you look at the daily chart, you can see this is the daily market. From this high, the price has broken below with a stronger momentum. Therefore, from the daily and the higher time frame, short term, we can expect potentially a bear market. So if you look at the 4 hour, now we are looking at the intraday perspective here, right? Now if you look at the lower time frame, you can see this is a, from this 4 hour perspective, we can see so far a rejection back below. Now this, after the previous session's bullish move, this green candle, this one is liquidity trigger. The market is dropping, that's a move back to the upside, which is liquidity trigger. And you can see it crossed this bigger 8-year candle to the upside, the previous one nearly to 2 8-year or at least 1.5 8-year or more candle. That has crossed that high and rejected back. So the possibility for this market now slowly to break that low is higher. So what the market might do here, even if it is going up, we could see that slowly this market melting down below to this support level here. And that being said, now for us to find entry, I'm going to the 1 hour chart, the current 1 hour price action, the current session's high is here. So two levels that we are looking at. One is the 4 hour resistance and the other one is here, right? Now in that area that we can see, this is a resistance where the market crossed that high, grab the liquidity, and we can see the price slowly coming here for another rejection back below. And this is where we can look for potential short-term selling opportunity in this market. Now what we see that the price slowly, this is the break here, this is the 1 hour price action. Let's look at the 15-minute chart for potential entry, and we might see that drop here in that area. But this is basically, if you look at pretty sharp bear market. But I'm going to look at here for this market to potentially go up for a deeper pullback. That's where we can look for better trading opportunity in this market. So looking at the 30 minutes as well. $33. So ATR here on the 15 we started 3 pip. Okay, here I'm going to place sell limit at this level with 45 pip stop loss. The market is at this level where we are placing the pending order. $48 pip stop loss, 49 pip. I'm going to sell here this market, buy market. So stop loss placing at 3642.39. Take profit target 3632.74. I'm short on gold as per the entry that I have shown. So place a sell entry here in this area by market, and I'm placing the stop loss here, but we might be able to adjust a little bit the stop loss for a little wider space. And I'll be placing 3644.12 stop loss. So my stop loss here at 3644.12. We can adjust the NTP target accordingly. First, we'd like to see the market getting that reaction back below first. If we look at the 1 hour, we can see that there is a significant rejection from the higher price. Expecting the market to break that low here from the 4 hour, we can see there is a sharp rejection below here in this market. So this is the 1 minute price action where so the entry for me for this trade here 3638.55. So that's my entry. So expecting the market, this is my entry. You could get a different one, but what I'm expecting here, that the market to possibly to drop back below to this support level, which this is a complete one single bounce back to the upside on the lower time frame. And so the stop loss that I placed at 3644.12, and for possible rejection back below to this support level. This market already has made significant break to the upside here in this market. All right, so you can see significant move, expecting the market to potentially drop well below here to this support level, and where the market is coming down, potentially they're expecting that the price to possibly to revert again to the major direction of the trend here. So it's at the top here, and this is where the market reach key level, expecting that the price to potentially to have short-term rejection here. And There has to be some kind of rejection back here in this market. And where I'm looking at, we need a little wider space for the market to fluctuate. And very highly likely we see that the market to again come back here to this support. If we reject, it's gonna straight potentially come back here to 3634 level. See some rejection coming. Waiting for a potential rejection, and if this market return back below to that support, we can expect it to straight coming back to that level here, to that C's long-term support zone. Getting some rejection potentially here. With a long wick here, expecting the market to possibly come back below here to fill that zone to create a new lower low in this market. So we see there is a significant breakout. This is what I'm waiting for, the price to potentially to return again to the major direction of the trend. So you can see that there is a break, and as this is a long term, we can see there is a significant pullback today in this market, expecting the price to potentially to trend, and if it managed to break below here, we may see the price even again come back to this longer term support in this market. So here is, if you guys look at, you can see this is where the market has made its initial bounce back to the upside, and currently it's on a pullback. So what's your thought on that? Hi everyone, what is the trade? So please were right on the screen. So the trade, how many of you on this trade and how many of you not, so that you know that how many of you are keeping up with that. Now we have opened that sell, but we would like to enter again whenever it shows up. We can double up the position when needed, if needed. If we see the market here, I'm waiting for a break, so we have entered at 3638.55 and I would like to see the market is crossing that low. We see some rejection coming here and with a double top. So this double top is significant. I'd like to see it's closing as a bear candle or as a doji. Now we are on the trade here, so that the entry here at the stop loss 3644 and TP target we set at 3628, but we can adjust anytime depending on how the market is showing up in this area. Here's the market that are currently showing up, and we can see that drop in that market. What we're looking at, that the price potentially to drop down here to this key level of support here in that area, and we see there is a double top, which is basically a potentially a possible move here to this key level of support. There's another doji. Okay, here the price action that we are looking at in this area, that expecting the market to possibly to trend here to this key area of level that we are looking at on the lower time frame. It might go ahead and retest that level. So it's gonna hit that 4-hour level. I'm going to move the stop loss little higher here, because this market we could potentially see that the rejection, and I would like to keep little space here for possible drop down. So if you look at, I will be increasing my risk here a little bit for that potential move. So we will be moving the stop loss here to this level at 3646. So I move the stop loss here little higher as the market has reached that resistance line. We can expect potential return back again to this market. And so 3646.00, the new stop loss level for this trade, as it reached that 4-hour resistance from this level, as the market grabbed the previous candles, the liquidity, expecting that after this cross of this high, the price to potentially to drop for deeper liquidity grab. And it's almost crossed that daily high as well. So I increase my stop loss here to 75 pip. So from 45 to 75 pip. This is key level, and the market reached that key level. So what I'm going to guys here, that I will be placing another order here, sell order from this level with a new stop loss level that I will be explaining with very tight risk. So the 15 minutes ATR here is 34 pip. Around 50 pip stop loss. So I'm going to place sell order here in that area, and the stop loss above this high. TP target keeping at this level. So second trade that I am placing, leaving the first one running. So again selling here. So I placed another entry here, which is sell. So this is another new position that I have opened, and while we are running the first position, if the second position run in profit, we will be taking profit anytime, even when we are running the first position. So the first position's stop loss and the second position stop loss, I will be moving in the same place. So both stop loss will be in the same place, and if we take the profit on the second position, even first position we can close at break even. So I move the stop loss both position at 3648 level. So I place the stop loss for both position at 3648.60. As this market has got very stronger break to the upside from this level, after break all of this high, we can expect a rejection here, which is very unusual move that in the market. So which eventually we could see the market to come back to the key level again. So here is the lower time frame price action, where 1 hour candle closing, and with the 1 hour candle close, this is the 30 minutes candle, also pretty big bullish candle. Now if the market goes back to 3646, grabbing the liquidity, can expect it to come back. So both position stop loss now at 3648.60. That's the stop loss for both trade now at the moment. And so because we open two positions, the second position might go to the profit very soon. So as soon as it will go to the profit target or the profit zone, then we will be taking profit with the second position, and we will keep running the first position for break even. So that's how we can remain profitable even running the two trades. So we see the market started to drop here for potentially lowering this price here in that area. So the market coming down now, and so the second position is in profit at the moment. So looking at 30 minutes, you can see that pretty big bull candle has closed, and here the market is in a zone where I think if the price breaks below, we could see the market to come back again to this potentially lower time frame support level here. So if this market structure breaks, then what I think I'm looking to see the market coming back here to this order block at 3635 level, as this is pretty sharply now on a pullback. So waiting for a potential break of structure here in this market. Are you guys running this trade, both of them? I'm long. Good morning. Can you say if you are running the trade, yes, or if you close the trade, say I closed. I would like to see how many members on the trade and how many members just observing. Can you say yes if you are running the trade? I would like to see how many members on the trade running in. Okay, here the market form double top, and I think if this price breaks below, both trade. Yeah, I'm running, coach. Running. Okay, both. All right, cool. Can anyone say here running both or one? Or if anyone had a stop loss, you can say stop loss. We see that break below here at the moment. Trading is all about managing. Yes, thank you. Now, if this market breaks down from this structure, you could see straight coming back here to this support level. We are running in profit on the second position now at the moment. Running in good profit on the second position. I would like to hold it for a little more time. And then we'll running the first position while we will be taking profit in the second position as soon as. We see bearish price action here in the market potentially to come back here to fill that some of this imbalance it left here in that area. I'm running setup and doing Gbpusd. No, we will not be taking that because it's 1 minute chart. So if you look at the 1 hour, that you can see this market very sharp rejection from this support level, which is currently if we look at the 15 minutes here, welcome, and with this movement okay, now if this market failing, which is to create a new higher high, I'm waiting for a complete break below to this order block. We would like to see that a complete break below, and that's where we are on the trade to see that the market. Okay, so we are running currently the first position, running in good profit, and come on, it's getting some reaction from this support, but we see that multiple liquidity trigger here in that area, and we can see some reaction coming here, and I'm running both of this trade, and if we close, we will be closing only the one that is in profit very soon, and then we'll be running the first position until it comes to break even or in profit. So that's how we can keep both position running, and then we can take profit in both position or overall profit on this session here. The way the market structure is formed for me, what I think potentially the market to drop back here to this key level of support, and running in both trade at the moment. The second position running in around 18 pip, and waiting to see that it's getting the rejection from the high. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close the second position with 20 pip running profit. First position is still running. I'm running the, I have closed the second position with 20 pip profit. First position is still running. Running in the second position, and until it come back below our entry, I'll keep running, and once it drop below our entry, we will be closing either break even or with a smaller profit. So that's how we can remain profitable over the long term. So this is some time. It's very important that, guys, you know, the trade management and also risk management is very important, so that you need to know when to take the risk, when not to, when to increase the risk, when not to. So sometime when we are very in terms of directionally, we are very looking that the market is overextended in one direction without any reason, we can increase the risk at some point if needed, but not too much, in a way that we can mitigate with another trade or hedging the position. There are many ways you can manage the trade. The money comes from the trade management, not from only trading. I hope that you guys understanding this concept, and let me know what you did with your trade. Have you taken the profit with the second trade? Say yes if you have taken. How many pip? You can write them down on the chat. 22 pip, 24 pip, how many pip you have taken, or 30 pip. You can write in the live chat what you did on the second position, and is you running your first position still. Yes, I got 10 USD. Okay, very good. And the second position, first position is still running. I would like to see that it's getting that rejection back below. Coming down. All right, it's coming down here now. Okay, cool. Anyone still another position running? I'm still the second position running. First position running, second position closed in profit. Now, looking forward to see that getting that reaction, but I think this market, if you look at the 1 hour, we can see that after cross of this high, it's trying to push back here to this support level, and Okay, I think we might see that ultimately the market to trend down here. This is potentially bearish price action depending on, in fact, some other factors, but here what I see, the market possibly to break below here in that direction. Okay, getting the reaction from the high. So this is it is in fact now a form a head and shoulder. So right shoulder, left shoulder, head, and wanted to see the market coming here to fill that zone, potentially to fill that gap here. So there is an imbalance here, fair value gap, with also this is high liquidity zone. Okay, there is another doji formation here, and expecting this market to potentially to trend down here with another back-to-back 2 long week candle. So here is the market has shown that reaction back here, and cool. Getting on this, that is the market started to drop down, and our goal here is to take the trade back below here to our entry or below, and then to close with break even or with running profit, so that both of the trade we can close in profit from that place. So here is a fair value gap, and this market has formed a head and shoulder here. What I'm expecting here, the market to break that low, potentially come back to this order block here again to create a new lower low in this market. It's closing the 30 minutes with another bearish doji, and do you think this market structure breaking below here? I think so. Yeah, the market is ranging now, but it's slowly, the way the market structure is forming here on the 1 minute chart, it's a potentially to be bearish here in that area, and expecting the market to trend here to this support level for long-term picture. And that's where you can see the market is showing that downtrend here. Now 15 minutes candle closing potentially as a doji. So if this one is closing as a doji, what I'm expecting the next one to straight drop back below, which eventually could lead the price back to this TP target. We even can keep that trade running, but I would like to close the trade with profit before this session ends, so that we can close both of this position with the positive growth as the starting of the week with gain. Would like to keep winning. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Now with a long week candlestick pattern here, we see the market is slowly trying to build that pressure back below. So you see there is a doji formed, and so 30 minutes closed with one long bearish candle with a multiple liquidity grab. Now the next one, if this current 30 minutes candle managed to break below here, that's where we could see the market to continue to trend back below, which what I think eventually we could see the market, this structure could be breaking down here as if you look at it, you can see whenever going up, selling pressure coming. And that's where you guys see that the market is in that zone where there is a selling pressure coming, and from that area that looking for the price to possibly turn down here to this support level. From this resistance line, is expecting this market to possibly drop and then to continue to trend here. All right. So with this break again, the market, you see that whenever going up, getting the rejection back below. Okay, so the price potentially to trend again in the direction of the trend. So we are on the trade, this one, and would like to see it breaking below here. And then we also can look for further entry opportunity as we have just started the week. Would like to keep that positive growth again this week as well. Breaking below here. Say yes in the live chat if you're still running, ready for another entry. Good afternoon, welcome. Now the trade management is very important, as I mentioned earlier, guys. Welcome. Yep, the trade management is very important because money comes from management. How you manage the trade is very important. I rarely take losses. I do take losses, but rarely take. Managing the trade is very important. If it's not going in your favor, we still can do many other ways to bring a losing trade into winning trade. So it is a winning trade, right? So there is one position open here and we close in profit, the other one is running, and the other one, if we can bring it to the close to the entry, a losing trade become a winning trade and we are in profit. That's how trading is. So always keep in mind that you may not be always correct, but if you know how to manage those trades, it becomes easy for you to take profit almost every day. And that's the goal of a trader, is to gain profit almost every day, right? So if you know how to manage, you can gain, so that you can become an independent, profitable, professional trader. Is it your goal? Let me know in the live chat. Do you want to be a profitable, professional trader? If you say yes, then also keep eye for every lesson that you're learning. Reviewing is very important to a lesson. And there might be some rejection again, but here is the this is a very, what I'd say, the interesting structure has formed, because if you look at here, you can see it's a carved structure that could eventually break below here in this market. And there's a doji. With another doji that you can see. Cool. Getting some reaction, which is rejection from the high. And that might bring the price back below here to this support level. Cool. Bearish move. It's getting some struggle for dropping, but ultimately what we are looking at here, this market to break that low here, and it's very like became very narrow sideways market in that area. But the price action is here is the way this market structures form. For me, it should be breaking that low, but before it's breaking that low, we might see that the price to cross that high. So this is the 1 hour price action, and if we look at the 30 minutes, so what I'm looking at this 30 minutes candlestick pattern to close below here, so cross this current session's low. Now once the market managed to break that low, this is a fair value gap, we could see straight drop back below in that area. Welcome traders, welcome back to this first session of the first day of the week. We still have another session to go coming up in NY session, and this is taking a little longer. We want to secure the trade, and here is, I'm looking at 15-minute chart with this doji. Pretty strong long here, so it's showing we are already on a sell trade, so we will not take that one. Getting reaction here, rejection, and also this is a pretty sharp drop, and that's what we need to see, that the market is trending in that area. So looking at the 15 minutes closing, this 15 minutes candle, if it is closing as another doji, the next candle to potentially cross that low here back below in that area. All right, here is what you can see with this liquidity grab. I'm still holding on to that. Would like to see it's getting back below to the support level. Here is what you can see. The market is crossing that low, expecting the price potentially to trend back down here to the support level. Now we see that this is 30 minutes candle, which is closing potentially as a doji that I'm expecting. On the 15 minutes, another candle closed, and here is the most important part, that you want to see this price ultimately breaking that low instead of breaking that high, where quite a few smaller candle again, and it's gonna be little tedious, but I'd say that sideways market, and which in fact moving in a sideways for a possible breakout or breakdown, but I think that the market to potentially break this low here. And with this trade that we are running, our entry at my entry at 368.55, which is basically here, and as soon as the market managed to break that low, we'll be able to see the price to in fact cross our entry. Are you guys with that trade still on that? I'm on this and I'm holding on to that. Here this is a very narrow consolidation pattern, which is what expecting to break that low here to this support level. Now, first day of trading week was very successful as expected. Now we're just waiting to celebrate that with the second trade, and we had early in our premium group as well 2 trades in our second group. And this is FOMC week. As you know that FOMC week is very important when we are to trade during this high volatile market. All right, cool. It's getting that low, possibly to break that low. It's trending down here, and finally it's breaking that low here in that area. So it's coming to that fair value gap here, where there's an imbalance in the market, and it might just try to move up and down. But what we see here, this is series of lower high, and this market ultimately possibility to come back here to this 3.6 level, or even low here further down to this key support level. Alright, so getting another so So whenever it's going up, the sellers pushing that price back below, so which is a healthy trending market, that you can see the market slowly building the pressure down here to this support level. So from the 4 hour, that you can see the market, the candle crossed that high. This is a very long week candle that you can see from here, and with this long week candlestick pattern, the market is 30 minutes also created a long week candle. So what I think here, let's delete those lines to review the current market structure. Here I'm still holding on to that position, as if we look at the 1 hour candle closing in 4 minutes time, so which is back to back two. If we delete those entry and stop loss here, we can see that there is a candle closing on the 1 hour chart with a narrow doji. Getting some rejection from the high. So you see there is a break of structure again. Now looking at the market is from very it's very funny structure. If you look at here, you can see it's from a very narrow doji from this high, and the price is trying to bounce from that narrow doji to the upside. So it could be a potentially reversal. Do you think? It's now in a very top price where today's high is broken. If you look at the daily high, the market has crossed that daily high today, and from that zone it just has got rejection from that level. Now if we look at here in that area, it's slowly breaking that low. All right, so this is, we have to keep that trade on until we see that the market has managed to give us that move back to this break-even position here. We have seen another 1 hour candle close with a long wick here, and 4 hour candle trying to cross this high here. This is the previous very important liquidity zone, 3646 level, and the market might go there, or without breaking that high we could see for the price to come back for another retest here. Now so with the current trade, how we'll be managing here is, because we have this high here and still there is a very high probability for the market to come back below here to this order block. So with the current running trade, we will be moving our take profit target at stop loss, so that the trade close by itself when it is coming below. So I'm moving my take profit target at few pip below stop loss, 2 pip, 3 pip below stop loss. So TP target at entry 3638 for break, to make it break even. So this the TP, that means this take profit target, moved at the entry. So entry here, we moved at entry. So it's therefore it's break even if the market come back below here, and which is highly likely because this is currently overextended in one direction. So move the take profit target at entry for the current running trade, and we'll let the market to decide and to come back below to hit that entry. And if you look at here, you can see this is an overextended to the upside, and very high chance for the market to possibly drop again to even below, even to come back here. So we have secured one trade in profit, the other trade is running, and I would like to see that eventually the market is coming to that our entry to close that trade break even. And as you can see guys, this is currently choppy here, and in the choppy market, more often better to trade from resistance, the sell, and buying from the support. This is the live session, and we have another one coming. Today we extended a little higher, and coming up another one in NY session, 3 hours gap. We'll see you there again, trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy.